Arizona, have you noticed mortgage rates quietly starting to drop again? It's not making a big headline yet, but this shift is already shaking up the market. After months of ups and downs, rates are finally starting to come down, and that's pulling buyers back. People who were pricing out earlier this year are taking another look, especially first-time home buyers and families who are moving up. At the same time, lower rates are giving the sellers more confidence to list. So both supply and demand are picking up together, something that we haven't seen for a while. Let's take a look at the market update today to see what the experts are saying about the interest rate toward the end of 2025 going to 2026. Welcome everyone. So let's look at the market overview of Arizona market. Yes, the Comfort Market Index, which is the index that we have been following since forever, right? This is very reliable resource created by Comfort Associate, looking at the real estate data for Arizona alone. This is the key indicator of supply and the demand. We have 15 out of 18 cities that is the buyer's market. Now, when we talk about a buyer's market, it's very easy. Whatever less than 90 is the buyer's market. 90 point is the buyer market. From 90 to 110 is the balance market. If it is 110 or more, it's a seller market. And when we talk about the seller's market, that means we have the seller, specifically the seller, is very, very strong in negotiation. Last week, we do have 15 cities out 18 across the Phoenix area move in favor of the buyers. They are not in the buyer's market, but they move favor to the buyers. That means the Comfort Market Index drop. Only 3 cities that, including Tempe, Gilbert, and Buckeye, moving favorable to the sellers. Specifically, Gilbert increased 1%, Tempe increased 13%, and Buckeye 3%. Slow, but increased toward the seller's market. Now, Buckeye doesn't mean the sellers in the Buckeye has a fantastic news, because here's the thing: the Comfort Market Index in Buckeye is still at 52 points. That means Buckeye is still in the buyer's market, although obviously last week they haven't increased. Tempe is now moving to the balance market of 96 points because it jumped 13%. That's an amazing jump for the sellers. Gilbert already in the seller's market at 115 last week. This one we move up to 116. That means, what does that mean? That means most of the Phoenix metro area is cooling off, except for the 3 cities, offering more negotiation room for the buyers and who has been waiting for the moment to act. However, what the interesting part, the rate of shift is slowing down. What do I mean by that? The average CMI change of all the cities, of all the 18 cities, is now only 2.6%. Dropped 2.6%. Last week, if you follow my channel, you're going to see that the index dropped about 2.8%. So the rate has dropped 2.6%, signaling that while the trend is still favorable to the buyers, they're starting to lose momentum. Meaning that if the buyers are still waiting, you may be losing another opportunity. Again, where's the buyers specifically have the upper hand? Let's look at the index in much more detail. Okay, we have Cave Creek. Supply continued to climb faster than demand. So way more supply in this area. Okay, so specifically Cave Creek dropped 9% compared to last month. Okay, Peoria inventory is growing, and buyers obviously have more choice, right? And specifically Peoria dropped 8%. Next but not least, Avondale. Okay, it has still the number of supply in Avondale, good amount of entry-level and mid-range home in Avondale, and Avondale dropped 7%. Those are the 3 cities that has a bigger drop in Comfort Market Index. 9% for Cave Creek drop, Peoria 8% drop, Avondale 7% drop. Now, here's the next part is all 6% drop, including Scottsdale, Goodyear, Santan Valley, and Surprise. Those are the cities that's next. And the rest is like 1% and 3% and 4% drop. Although, obviously, we still see Fountain Hills, Paradise Valley, Chandler, Mesa, Phoenix, Glendale, Goodyear, Queen Creek, and Maricopa all drop about 2%. So in total, we have 6 cities that in the seller's market, 5 in the balance market, and 7 in the buyer's market. This is show a pretty much balanced market right here. A good amount, good mix amount, right? And this is definitely not the sign of crash market. Keep in mind that even though there's 7 cities that in the buyer's market, we have about 5 in the balance and 6 in the seller. This balance can move any direction. Specifically, the 5 cities that in the balance market, including Tempe, Glendale, Phoenix, Mesa, and Cave Creek. 4 out of the 5 is dropping toward the buyers, but hey, Tempe has an amazing increase of 13%. So it could go any direction. That is the main reason why it's not a sign of crashing market. Because if it is crashing market, we're gonna see a lot of buyers in this side, and we're gonna see probably 0 here and probably 1 or 2 here, right? So this is a very good mix of the market. All right. Now, next, let's look at some job reports at the national level. Before we're talking about the interest rate, let's look at the job report. In front of you right here is the chart, job growth. This run here recent months, you see that very low. That means not a lot of job grow in the recent months. The data shows that we are not adding as many jobs to the economy before, right? 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. That slowdown is something that the Federal Reserve is watching very closely, as it tries to balance the maximum employment and the price stability in the economy. It's one of the main factors influence the decisions on the interest rate heading to the end of the year. Another factor. Second, let's talk about the recession, okay? Because I know that even though I already told you that we don't have the market crash, and the data doesn't show so. In fact, if you believe in the recession could happen, you are not alone. A Lending Tree survey found that nearly 2 out of the 3 Americans thinking that it's becoming a recession incoming, and 74% say world news and current events are affecting the financial decision. Very high number of 74%, right? That uncertainty is making many consumers hesitant to make big purchases. And guess what? Home is one of the biggest purchases of everyone's life. So that's the reason why they hesitate to move. But here's the thing. I don't think smart buyers should wait. I am not saying that the buyer should pay any price on the table. I think smart buyers should make a good budget, should make a good financial decision to see whether buying a house right now is a good deal. Because normally the buyers only have a good deal when there's not a lot of people buying. Because I experienced through COVID. This is obviously, I think a lot of people experienced this during COVID, and we try to forget. We tend to forget because it's already 3 years past, right? During COVID, when the demand is crazily high, people have to go see houses in 1 second after it's on the market. Otherwise, it's gone after that. Some buyers competing each other, and the fuel for that market is because the interest rate is so low. Another thing is we have home buyers also have a good amount of cash in from the government at that time, right? So there's a lot of factors that giving the buyers the decision to buy. But at that time also, they also have to competing, and they very stressful period to buy a house. Whoever got the house, obviously they are happy. Whoever not getting the house, well, they very stressful about that. Keep putting on offers and not be able to accept, right? So the same thing here. Remember, 74 people are waiting. 74% of people are waiting for the financial, not just you, not just your neighbor, but 74% of the people in the US actually waiting for the financial situation is better. My better approach is this. You should make a budget. Okay, number one, you have to know the money coming in and out from your house. Go into your house, how much you get and how much you out. You know how much money you can use for the mortgage. And from that, we can reverse engineer to calculate the purchase price that makes sense to you. And from that, we're going to find a house. So that's a long conversation, and we don't have a lot of time to talk about this in today's episode. But if you are interested in talking to me about a strategy to buy the house that you don't have to be stressed about the monthly payment and how you get the best deal right now, feel free to contact me and book a call with me, okay? All right, so let's talk about the mortgage rate. I think this is very toward the end, especially nowadays, mortgage rate is one of the hottest topic. We see that this is right here is the rate from October last year, January, March, May, August, and October this year. It has been going down. And as of right now, October 13, October 27, we have a rate about 6.19. That's not the best that everyone is looking for, but it's still much better than pretty much January, the beginning of the year. Actually, even when you compare to October last year, it's still lower than October last year. And we see that this is the good news, right? Because after a couple months of up and down, the mortgage interest rate is now drifting lower, sparking a renewed interest among the buyers, specifically demand. Demand, when the interest rate goes down like this, the people are feeling more comfortable. Buyers, especially first-time home buyers, they feel more happy, more willing to accept, as many households are still adjusting to new affordability level. Still, The drop in rates are creating opportunity for both move-up buyers, aka seller, and first-time home buyer who were previously priced out. Lower borrow cost. Why do I say move-up buyers are seller, right? Because they are the people who have the house already, but for some reason they want to buy another house, but unfortunately they stuck with the 2 or 3% interest rate that they had during the COVID time, so they don't want to give up that for the 7 or the 8 that we had about a year or 2 ago. Right, so they have to wait. So now this go down to 6 is more reasonable for them, I guess. So that's the reason why both demand and supply are going up. It's going in the same direction. This is a very interesting situation that we haven't seen before. So definitely we're gonna continue watching for this interest rate specifically and see which one is gonna move faster. As of right now, we see both demand and supply go up. Finally, let's look at the mortgage rate projection. Top forecaster including Fannie Mae, MBA, and Wells Fargo. Those are all the 3 biggest institutes that predicting the interest rate. MBA toward the end of 2026, 6.4, Wells Fargo 6.25, and Fannie Mae is a little bit more confident at 5.9%. In September, the Fed began its rate cutting cycle. We already know that, and we already seen some of the improvement in rate as the financial markets respond. While the short term is still a little bit up and down, right? The long-term forecasting suggests slightly better affordability ahead. But like I said, so this is definitely a good news, which give you some relief in the home affordability and things like that. But here's the thing, I just have to warn you, the buyers, okay? If you wait for this to happen, you may be too late when that actually happens. Because a smart buyer actually buy here, where everyone else waiting. Okay, but I didn't mean, like I said, I don't want you to buy at any price. You have to be strategic about how much you can buy. It's right now. So look at the budgets, look at the debt, look at the income that you have. Come up with the monthly payment that you feel comfortable with and reverse engineer to calculate the number, the maximum purchase price that you can go with, and then go a house. Whenever, get a house right now with that comfortable level, right? Whenever there is an interest rate drop, you can still do the refinance. A lot of people think one of the most objection for the people to do refinance is that they afraid of the cost. Well, here's the good news. The cost of refinance is very, very low, only about $2,000 to $3,000. And with some lenders, they can even give that option for you for free if you keep the mortgage after a certain amount of time, right? So different program has different time frame and different requirements. It's really subject to what kind of program loans that you get into. Like I said, if you're interested in talking about those strategies, feel free to contact me and we're going to talk about that. But thank you so much everyone for watching today's episode and have a great day.